Hello everyone, my name is Nathania. My student number is B1024201013, and today I would like to describe about risk management and worker protection. So first of all, there are three major legal areas affecting safety health, such as first, workers' compensation. Under these laws, employers contribute to an insurance fund to compensate employees for injuries received while on the job. These laws usually provide payments to replace wages for injured workers, depending on the amount of lost time and the wage level. They also provide payments to cover medical bills and for retraining if a worker can go back to the current job. Workers' compensation coverage has been expanded in many states to include emotional impairment that may have resulted from physical injury, as well as job-related strain, stress, anxiety, and pressure. Another aspect of workers' compensation coverage relates to the use of telecommuting by employees. Therefore, if an employee is injured while doing employer-related work at home, the employer likely is liable for the injury. The second legal areas is Americans with Disabilities Act and safety issues. Under the Americans with Disabilities Act, when making accommodations for injured employees through light duty work, employers may undercut what are really essential job functions. Health and safety record keeping practices have been affected by an ADA provision that requires all medical related information to be maintained separately from all other confidential files. And the last one is child labor laws. Safety concerns are reflected in restrictions affecting younger workers, especially those under the age of 18. Work-related injuries of younger workers are a significant issue for employees with many youth employees. One characteristic of many young workers is to take more risks at work, much like they do when they drive cars. The degree to which workers engage in work-related risk is a significant factor that affects the types and rates of injuries and safety practices of younger workers. And then there are two basic ones of some professions that have been recognized as key to employers' responsibility to comply with OSHA are first, general duty, which is the act requires that the employer has a general duty to provide safe and healthy working conditions, even in areas where OSHA standards have not been set. Employers who know or reasonably should know of unsafe or unhealthy conditions can be cited for violating the general duty clause. And the second is notification and posters. Employers are required to inform their employees of safety and health standards established by OSHA. Also, OSHA posters must be displayed in prominent locations in workplaces. The necessary components about managing safety effectively and reducing accidents are first, organizational commitment, two, policies, discipline, and record keeping, third, training and communication, fourth, participation or safety committees, and the fifth is inspection, investigation, and evaluation. A comprehensive approach to security management is needed to address a wide range of issues, including workplace violence. HR managers have responsibility for security programs such as first, security audit, which is a comprehensive review of organizational security. HR staff conducts a comprehensive review of organizational security. Typically, a security audit begins with a survey of the area around the facility. Such factors as lighting in parking lots, traffic flow, location of emergency response services, crime in the surrounding neighborhood, and the layout of the buildings and grounds are evaluated. The audit also may include a review of the security available within the firm, including the capabilities of guards. The second is controlled access, which is a key part of security. Many workplace homicides occur during robberies. Therefore, employees who are most vulnerable, such as taxi drivers and convenience store clerks, can be provided bulletproof partitions and restricted access area. Many organizations limit access to facilities and work areas by using electronic access and keycard systems. And the third is violence training. Managers, HR staff members, supervisors, and employees should be trained on how to recognize the signs of a potentially violent employee and what to do when violence occurs. Training requires observers to notice verbal and nonverbal reactions by individuals that may indicate anger or hostility, and to listen to individuals exhibiting such reactions. The key practices for dealing with older workers are: first, preventing slips and falls; second, eliminating repetitive stress and heavy lifting; third, using ergonomically sound workspaces; fourth, emphasizing driver safety; and the fifth is providing means for healthy gradual transitions back to work. There are three components that must be addressed by HR for disaster planning to occur properly, such as: first, organizational assessment, which includes establishing a disaster planning team, often composed of representatives from HR, security, information technology, operations, and other areas. The purpose of this team is to conduct an organizational assessment of how various disasters might affect the organization and its employees. Then, a disaster recovery plan is developed to identify how the organization will respond to different situations. And the second is human impact planning, which includes items such as having backup database for numerous company details, along with employee contact information. Who will take responsibilities for various duties and how these efforts will be coordinated must be identified. And the last is disaster training. All of the planning efforts may be wasted if managers and employees are not trained on what to do when disaster occurs. This training covers a wide range of topics such as first aid or CPR, hazardous materials containment, disaster escape means, employer contact methods, and organizational restoration efforts. Training must be a continuing consideration and must reflect updated disaster planning efforts. So the conclusion is, risk management is the process of identifying, assessing, and controlling threats to an organization's capital and earnings. The four components of risk management are workplace safety and health, employee health or wellness promotion, workplace and worker security, and disaster preparation and recovery planning. Workers' compensation coverage is provided by employers to protect employees who suffer job-related injuries and illnesses. Effective safety management requires integrating three approaches, such as organizational, engineering, and individual. Comprehensive safety management consists of developing safety policies, disciplining violators, keeping safety records, conducting safety training, communicating safety issues, establishing safety committees, inspecting work areas for safety concerns, investigating accidents, and evaluating safety efforts. So, that's all from me. Thank you.